Hello and welcome to Casual Learning. I'm your host, John Bannon. Today I'm going to ask, why believe in God? Well, there are 7 good reasons for believing in God. The first good reason is God is real. Obviously, if God is real, God is the creator of the universe and you, and deserves your attention and obedience. So, how do we know God is real? Well, the best proof that I know of is based on a scientific demonstration that the universe is super deterministic or predetermined. And you can find that proof in a peer reviewed physics publication called Physics Essays at volume 33, number 2, which was published in June of 2020. So, because we know the universe is predetermined, that means there must be a God who predetermined it. It's that simple. And we know that this God must be supremely intelligent because, in order to predetermine the existence of, let's say, advanced technologies or objects, complicated structures or things, like MRI machines, uh, or nuclear reactors or particle accelerators. In order to predetermine that in reality, in physical reality, whatever predetermined it has to be at least as intelligent as those advanced technologies and objects in order to predetermine their existence. So we know that God, because he predetermines advanced technologies and objects, must be must know of and understand those advanced technologies and objects and the things in the universe that build those things. So, by definition, God has to be supremely intelligent or more intelligent than the most intelligent things that exist in the universe in order for God to predetermine the existence of those things. So, uh, God is real. The second reason for why should you believe in God is Jesus's promise of life after death in heaven. Because we know that God is real and it can be scientifically proven through circumstantial evidence, but nevertheless scientifically proven, then we know that God is capable of creating a place called heaven. So when Jesus promises that there's an afterlife, and if you believe in Jesus and God, you will go to heaven for eternity, in an eternity of joy, and you know that there's a God who can create a heaven, then it really makes very little sense not to believe in heaven because you have very little to lose and an eternity of joy to gain. All right, the third reason uh, why we believe in God or why you should believe in God is Jesus' promise that if you don't go to heaven after death, you're going to go to an eternity of punishment in hell. So, because we know God is real, we know God can actually create a place called hell. And Jesus tells us that if you do not do God's will, you'll end up there after you die for an eternity of punishment and torment in hell. Then it makes all good sense in the world to believe that hell is real and to do what you can while you're alive to avoid it. A fourth reason for believing in God is that regular attendance at church raises one's moral standards and behavior. Um, Going to church every week is a great way to remind yourself to be a good person. It reminds you that there is a God and that God has certain expectations of you, and you better live up to them or you will end up in hell for eternity. Um, it makes you a better person. Generally speaking, those people who don't go to church on a regular basis end up being selfish, mean spirited people. So you want to avoid that. Nobody likes that. And going to church on a regular basis is a great way to avoid becoming that sort of uh, evil, nasty individual. A fifth reason why we believe in God is that practicing Christianity is a strong identity you will share with others who also practice. If you go to church and regularly and engage in the sacraments and practice as a Christian or a Catholic, that will become your identity, and you will identify with other people who do the same thing. And in a way, it's sort of cultural, but you become part of this very um, nice, good group of people, and it becomes part of who you are. And it's good to believe that your identity is a good identity associated with Jesus Christ. A sixth reason why we believe in God is that a great family begins and ends with going to church every week. If you're going to raise a family, get married, have children, this is the most important thing you've got to understand. Um, well raised children, stable family, and all the joys and pleasures that come with that really begin and end with going to church every week. It's church which keeps everybody uh, caring about other people in the family, caring about themselves, teaching them to be good people, and it really binds the family together. And it's essential. Without it, you're in deep trouble. So, if you're going to raise a family, this is the most important thing you can know in order to do that. Finally, a seventh reason why we believe in God, or you should believe in God, is that it keeps marriages together. Jesus Christ forbid divorce, very specifically in the Gospels. And so Christianity, and specifically Catholicism, considers divorce a big no no. And when you're brought up and raised to believe that divorce is wrong and that you have to stay married to your spouse until death do you part, that has a big impact in keeping a family and a marriage together. Uh, it's when people think that it's an option to get divorced, or they stop believing in God, or they stop believing in Jesus, or they just want to do whatever makes them happy. That's when you get divorces, and that's when families fall apart, and it hurts the children terribly, regardless of what age they are, and it also hurts the spouses. It puts one in the position of now having to have to either live a solitary life or become an adulterer, perhaps by engaging in some sort of marriage with somebody else, and the other person, the one who instigated it, they're clearly off course. So, uh, a great reason for practicing Christianity, believing in God, is to keep your marriage together until death do you part. Okay, so that's seven good reasons for believing in God. And I hope you learned something, and take care.